Hello, team, and there's my save up. One more time. Hello, team, and welcome to episode 22 of Creative English, going to the IHL for English. Team, today we will be discussing another Iberic problem like make and do. Today we are talking about 2 and 4. And no, I'm not talking about the numbers, but the prepositions. And this is something that can be uniquely frustrating to Portuguese and I guess Spanish speakers, which is that para, stop, para. And 2 and 4, I don't think any native English speaker really thinks of them together. But every Brazilian I know who has studied English does, and it can be frustrating. Good news. I don't think it will cause a big communication problem. It can cause frustration up here, though. I think the biggest problem you'll find would be if I said, oh, I'm going to send an email to my boss or for my boss, and either he's going to receive it or somebody else is going to receive it. I think that might be the biggest problem involved. But we're going to see if we can't take one big step forward, like always, so that you feel more comfortable next time you either need to use 2 or 4. And because we have entered my favorite month of the year, when I was younger, June was the beginning of vacation. Now that I live in Brazil, we have Festa Junina with the best food, the best temperature for me, at least. I like it a little bit colder, even though today it's not very cold. So our talking point is Festa Junina. So let's see what we've got. Starting with our warm-up, which was it's more about the channel. I really liked it. It's a channel that talks about Brazil in English. Sometimes my students are looking for something a little bit slower, a little bit lighter, intended for non-natives. It's a great choice. It's familiar. It'll be accessible for your studies. Now, what is your strongest Festa Junina memory? I remember in school, I used to love it. It was a good time. Even before I moved to Brazil, I would arrive in June, so I'd go to my cousin's school. But I think maybe the food. I like the food, specifically the stews. But I think high school, when we used to dance. Now, this is an important question because we will use this as an example. I'm going to use mine. I went to Pampulha for a race. I could also say I went to Pampulha to run. And that difference between to run and for a race is the number one thing I want you to remember today. I think it's the source of a lot of this confusion. And if you can get that right, the rest will feel more comfortable. So 2 and 4. Starting with 2. And the first thing we need to talk about is direction. 2 directs certain verbs. If I said to you guys, this weekend, I went. And just left it at that. Because where? What is he talking about? Has he been drinking? But when I say I went to Pampulha, I went to Lagoa Santa, I went to the mall, I went to the movies, like, oh, okay, it makes sense. I sent the letter. Where? To my mom. I gave the present to Patricia. And there are a lot of verbs that we need to direct somewhere for it to make sense. Why did I start with this? This will take precedent over the next rule. Because the next rule, it'll be something separate and can confuse people with this first one. So if the verb needs to direct it somewhere, and how will you test this? Does it make sense without the to? If I say, I bought a present, it's a complete idea. But if I say, I gave the present, and I gave the present to Patricia, oh, that makes sense. So that is what I mean by a verb that needs to make sense. Some examples here. I'll come back to this one. Go to the store for some eggs. Throw the keys to me. I just said throw the keys. Throw it up. Throw it at the neighbor. Where? Now, before base verbs is rule number 2. What do I mean by this? I know a lot of people who complained, oh, in school it was just to be every year, to be. Well, now it will pay some dividends because if you say the word to and the next word is a verb, I want it to be in the base form. There's no to doing, no to done, no to did, no to does. It has to be to do, to be, to go, to eat, to sleep, to watch, to run. If you use to, and then you are going to say a verb, it will be the verb in the base form. This is a great tip. It will eliminate many doubts that you might have later. So to before a verb, simple form of the verb. I need to leave early today. I like to eat barbecue. Also notice that in both of these sentences, like others, you will have an active verb in the sentence. Why? We don't say I to need. We won't use this infinitive form, to plus the verb, without another active verb in the sentence. All right? Number 3, and this will make more sense when I compare it to 4 in a minute. But when we're talking about purpose, the why, the reason for something, the function of something, why something was done, and it is an action, you'll see how we can use both to and for in a minute. But when in doubt, use to. It sounds more natural, it's easier to remember, and it's just a better solution. So this knife, pretend this is a knife, is used to cut vegetables. This pen is used to write. Now, I'm actually going to skip this part right here just so I can compare it. This knife is used for cutting vegetables. You can say this. These glasses are for seeing. This microphone is for speaking. This is for using my computer. I can also say this is to see. This is to speak. This is to use my computer. And I think it sounds better and it's easier to remember. So you can use for with the ing form. And if you use the ing form, it has to be for. Remember, to before base form, for before ing. But you can just avoid this for with ing by using to plus simple form of the verb. If you can think of an exception, let me know. All right, I taught this class all week. I didn't think of it. Now, reason. For explains the why, man. Why is something happening? And the why is great, but the why is often superfluous. It's often extra information. Look at this sentence here from earlier. Go to the store. Makes sense. Go to the store for some eggs. Okay, I know why the person went to the store. But if I just said, go for some eggs, it's a confusing sentence. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to steal a chicken? Where are these eggs you are talking about? So this why is often a little bit extra. If I remove the to the store, the sentence seems like it's missing information. If I take out the for some eggs, it still makes sense. The document is important. Why is it important? For the meeting that we have later. So for, it often explains the why. Now, last point, like I mentioned earlier, purpose through action. To purpose as a noun. For. This room is for meetings. You could say this room is to meet clients. I went to Pampulha for a race, a thing, or to run for an action. In the summary, TL, DR, use to for directions and verbs, use for reasons and nouns. That's the best tip, the best organized one sentence tip I can give you. Now, if you're listening to this, you consider yourself an advanced student, I'm going to give you 2 exceptions. All right? If you are not, leave. Go fast forward this, because then a year from now, the student only remembers the exception. But exception number 1, it's right here. Comparison. I prefer sleeping to working. It's a sad life. I understand the sentiment sometimes, but all right. I prefer sleeping to working. I prefer pizza to hamburgers. It can be things, but this is one exception where you will see to before an ing form. Number 2, used to. I am used to teaching. I am English. I'm used to working out at the gym. I am used to running. So that's another exception. It's almost like used to is one word. So kind of ignores that rule about coming before the ing. All right. So team, this week the PDF's a little bit out of order, I could say. But for you to practice, go down here, some 2 and some 4 exercises. A bonus one, I think this is a cool little detail. It's important to or for me, really. Doesn't make that much of a difference, but important to me. It's more emotional. You know, I would love for you to be there. It would mean a lot. And important for me, oh, this is going to be important to my career. The boss will be there. And so important to, more emotional, important for, more logical. Now, our Festa Junina games. So, to practice your twos and your fours, some elegant mail. Practice sending a message to somebody for some reason. I'm going to send this message to Patricia to invite her for dinner later, something like that. Okay. What's the difference between a fair, festival, and party? Team. When it's something cultural, I usually say it in Portuguese and then try to explain it in English. What's a jabuticaba? Jabuticaba is it's a typically Brazilian fruit. It's kind of a little bit like a grape. You should try it. So you say it in Portuguese, then kind of explain it. So Festa Junina, I don't think there's a problem in saying Festa Junina, but between fair, festival, and party, I do think festivals are best option. There are some fair characteristics in Festa Junina, the stands, the games, but party, I think it's for something smaller, more personal. I guess I think it would be a better fit. Festival, because it's more cultural, it lasts longer, so that's my pick. June Festival. Now, this game, I really enjoyed this. You will be creating the best Festa Junina possible with just 15 reais. You need a band, food, drinks, and an activity. Don't worry, everything is quite cheap. And to make this game fun, you cannot see the next section until you've decided. Then at the end, if you have any money left over, you can buy some extras. But start with the band. We have our budget option at £1 all the way to the hardcore option at number 5. And we start with the band, then we have the food, the drinks, and an activity. So have some fun with this. My students laughed a lot. I included some good vocab. So I joked around a little bit, like brat's foot or stuck cow. Figure it out. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I'll be happy to help. And our talking point, Festa Junina. I think it's something that every Brazilian has some nostalgic memories about. So it's a great point to talk about with other people. Some past dance partners, the best Festa Junina food. I like the stews, all types of stews, but a personal favorite would be cassava. Patricia makes a great one with chicken. And if you give me I guess you measure it in liters or kilos, I don't know, but I will eat it all. Junina foods you secretly hate. I don't think there are any I hate, but the drinks could be better. The mulled wine, the Big Hot. It's not my favorites. I think the drinks could be improved. Funniest thing you've seen happen at a quadrilha. I love when the little kids don't know what to do and the teacher has to step in, try to kind of herd them together. So that's fun. Tomorrow I will be dancing with Liam, just shaking him around. Will you go to any this year? Well, I will go to one tomorrow, and I hope to be invited to more. If you haven't want to invite me, send me a message. Have you forgotten the steps during a quadrilha? I'm not a dancer, and I remember there was a quadrilha where I had to kind of like freestyle dance, and that was a little bit uncomfortable. Like at some points, I wasn't happy with that. But I think it's like church; you just follow the people who are in front and more confident. And this is a good one. Is dressing like a caipira offensive? You know, it's a weird world we live in. Some things are seemingly inoffensive, but are actually offensive to others. Is it? I will leave that to you. Team, thank you. And like always, I hope to see you in class. Have a good one.